What's going on, everyone? It's Updog, the People's Envoy, here with you again, and it is the end of July, so that means it's the monthly news recap for July. And I got Shamnado Gaming in the voice chat. We got Flint1204. We got Bionic Legend and Old Timey. And we got Twitch chat here with us as well. If anybody else wants to join in the voice, go ahead, be my guest. Literally, and while we and I guess we're gonna get started. But how's it going, guys? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, what's going on?
Pretty good.
The first part of July, we had a Captain Britain FAQ come out. Now they've done a couple of these FAQs in the past, but basically it was explaining more in detail on how to unlock Captain Britain and everything. And so now that we're a month after that, how did you guys feel about the whole Captain Britain release method?
It's dumb. I don't like it.
Why not? Why didn't you like it?
Captain Britain is very good, and he's locked with spenders. The team is really good with Hank, and they still haven't had the Hank event yet. Yeah, what Corvus said. So you guys can't get him free to play. Yep, basically it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So, from a completely different perspective, I don't really mind the Illuminati release because you have a team of 5 without Captain Britain, right? It may not be as good, but it's the perfect example of it's pay to win, not pay to play. You can play the game
Right.
with the Illuminati team without Captain Britain.
Right.
In their event that's upcoming, you'll be able to play that event with the Illuminati team without Captain Britain.
Mm-hmm.
If you opt to spend, however, you get a better version of the same team because you get a better character.
Right.
So if you know, that's just how it works out. Is it kind of sucky that, like, you know, that's how it is? Sure, but at the end of the day, this is a free game. They have to make their money somehow. AAA titles, you know, perfect example is like Call of Duty. Like, they have all these freaking, you know, cosmetics and, like, supply drops and all this, that, and the other, but you also pay $60 to play the game initially.
Right.
So, like, they can have, like, recurring updates, things like that. And they also have, like, tournaments, all that kind of stuff that makes them money.
Right.
So, like, this is what keeps the game alive. If we don't have situations where people are enticed to spend, however not required, the game wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah. True. Okay. Anyone else?
But
Yeah, I think this is, from a spender standpoint, it's probably better because you get a 5-star and a 5 red. So I think what they were doing is trying to lock in spenders to $100 or $125 versus $50.
Yeah.
So I think that was a push there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the whole thing is to push to another scale of just bringing money in.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, even with this pass, that's another way to get an extra $300 out of guys that would spend for the pass.
Right.
And then it's a way to get guys that don't really get the pass to get the pass. So they're just on a new trend.
Yeah.
But I think the Illuminati team with Ironman is a good team. And I think the guys just don't really want to, they don't want to level it the way they would need to make it a good team.
Yeah.
Without Hank. But the team is still really good, and you can still sub in. You know, you can sub in different tunes from Wakanda. You can make the team really work and be fine. And because I think what I hear is like, I'm never going to get this one. I'm never going to get that one. I'm never. The game is not designed that way. You get the tunes in time. So, like, you'll start getting them now because the paid offers are ending.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2 more weeks, everybody will have the team. And the big thing about all of this is we have new tunes coming out. We don't know how relevant Illuminati will be in 2 months as opposed to they are right today.
Yeah.
So I think guys kind of get like really upset about guys spending for the team and having the team for 2 weeks or 3 weeks when they can't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, it'll be a new team next month that you could get, or another month down the line, to where this team will be like a memory. So I just want to say it that way so that people don't feel like they just never get whatever they want to get.
Yeah. Eddie, you got
I
me?
have a slightly controversial.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
You guys know me really, really well. I've never complained about people spending money on the game. You guys know my situation. But one thing I do feel about this specific team coming in is the amount of the whaling is basically it's inflicted on so many parts of the entire game. Like things like the purple gear. Free to play can't get the purple gear like what you guys can in the milestones. I'm all for you guys doing really well with the CC and other areas of the game, but I feel that this team has inflicted on too many parts of the game as a whole. You know, I only unlocked Hank just today, and I'm happy, and I fully am cool with being a late person coming in and unlocking these guys. I'm absolutely fine, but when it's inflicting on so many parts of the game, that's what I have a hardship of.
Yeah.
And I'm cool because without you guys spending, there is no game.
Right.
And I'm all for that.
Good wise words there from Eddie. Let's see what chat has to say. Oh, what?
Winston just made a good comment too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the chat here. So Steven says the Captain Britain release method was just a middle finger to free-to-play. They could have made their money and still let free-to-play unlock Captain Britain. The two are not mutually exclusive. I do agree with that. I think they could have done like a 2-star or 1-star unlock or something. This is a hero collector, so kind of feels kind of bad that you can't collect the heroes. So that part of it, yeah, I definitely agree with. It's just a change, and people don't like change, so yeah, it's like we're all free-to-play is used to unlocking the characters within 2-3 weeks of the initial offers coming out, and that's just not going to happen with him, so it's just a little bit of a change. And they're saying
Any sensible free-to-players can understand that, though, Updog.
Yeah.
Any sensible one.
Yep. And the devs are saying that these epic characters will only happen very infrequently, so if they did 4 a year, I would be really surprised. I think that's how rare it's going to be, so.
Yeah, but another thing is that the next legendary, whoever it is, will require this team.
Right.
But not Captain Britain.
Yeah, you won't need Captain
Although
Britain.
they said in a blog that you can do the legendary without Captain Britain, what does that say about when, like, that doesn't help you say how easy the nodes will be.
Yeah.
Because then the spenders will be like, oh, this isn't a challenge, and I spent $600 on this team.
Right.
And then they'll be upset. And then they're going to screw over free-to-play.
Yeah.
It's just a chain effect.
It might be that, it might not be that. It might be hard and just even harder with the Ironman version.
Yeah.
It's all speculation. I think the thing is people wanted Captain Britain and they couldn't get him. And what they're saying is that we got to pay lock some things so that we can make money. That's just what it is. But it's crucible. So the question is, like, does Illuminati take you to the next level?
Yeah.
Because it's still based on skill and theory crafting, and guys are winning and hitting into the top 500, top 250 without Mephisto. And so it's saying that you can still rise the ranks without a Captain Britain.
Right. Let's see. Steven also says, if Captain Britain means the next legendary is not Stargated like Old Man Logan, then I'll be a lot more okay with the Captain Britain release. I'm hoping that's true. We'll find out.
I completely agree. Is that if the next legendary is Stargated, then there's gonna be a lot of problems.
Yeah.
But then the first time.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people in chat are saying if you don't give the spenders an advantage, then why would they spend? Which is a good point.
A good perspective to have on this is that we're playing 2 games. The spenders are playing a version of Marvel Strike Force where it's not a marathon.
Yep.
They buy the content, they play the content, they have fun with the content, they make the content into videos if they so do choose, all that different kind of stuff, and they just enjoy it. And then the next thing comes out and they spend on that.
Yep.
Once that next thing comes out,
Yep.
you'll notice that toy they were just playing with is becoming more and more free to play accessible.
Right.
Spider Society.
Mhm.
Perfect example.
Yep.
And so what ends up happening, right, is that's whenever it starts to trickle to the people that are free to play or very light spenders, where it's more of a marathon than it is just a sprint, because they're opting out of spending. Completely feel free to do that, because you will eventually get to play this content the same way that the spenders were.
Right.
However, you have to actually get there first.
Yeah.
When you think that you can play the game as a spender while being free to play, it creates that resentment and that anger that you're feeling. Because I used to have that same feeling. But then I realized that it's two different games.
It's just jealousy.
Well, it's not necessarily jealousy. It's more
It is.
just like
It is.
it's feeling left out.
Well,
But
it's
in
not
reality, you're
jealousy.
not left out because you will eventually get access to that content. It's not like, it says, hey, it's not like they came out and said, hey, just so you know, Captain Britain, only way you're getting shards is if you buy them. That is it. He is never going to be farmable. He is never going to be this, never going to be that. The only time is between these, like, one month progress, you get to fucking buy him. You don't get him to 7, you'll never have him at 7 again.
Right. And then Kevin Sanity in the chat was saying that he enjoyed skipping Illuminati. It let him build up elsewhere and save cores and other resources. So now, Kevin, I'm sure you're going to have a bunch of stuff ready for the new arena team then. So,
Right, exactly.
Speaking
That's
of
a great-
that, I think that it was Steven that said it, or maybe it was Yuletide. Somebody said it in the chat, but they were like, it does kind of feel bad buying the Illuminati as big as we did for the next team to be where the fucking stat jump was.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
But
what? I don't
Even
think
as
that
a
feels
spender-
bad to me.
even as a spender, what I will say is, like, I can see how that might feel a little like daggum, that's a sucky thing, but at the same time, like, it has to happen for a team, right? They
Right.
can't wait until it's a team that nobody buys and then they do a power jump. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. Well,
And then the power jump, how much is it going to affect Illuminati in their game mode?
Not-
So, you're right. So it's all relevant. It's like if you like Crucible the most, then yeah, it's a problem. But a lot of guys go into the game and they're building raid teams as their focus and an arena next. So it's like, how much does Captain Britain affect what your big plan?
yeah. Well, I would actually think it'd be opposite for me. Like, I'm glad I bought this team so that I can get the legendary. Hopefully, get in a better position for a rank for the next legendary event. Next up was Sword Satellite that happened. We had a faulty Sword Satellite, then we had a real Sword Satellite. How did you guys like that run of Sword Satellite?
I hate Sword Satellite in general just because I think the real reason that I hate it is just because we have the Kiln Tower, which is so much more enjoyable to play. I hate that they took, like, tower modes basically from, like, Mortal Kombat, for example, and we're like, how can we make this be like Blitz, but worse?
Yeah.
And because they really did. They took Blitz, which is one of the most universally hated game modes, right alongside the most universally unused game mode of Real-Time Arena, and they were like, let's make it a tower. And they did. And there are people that like it. If that's your cup of tea, keep on sipping. But I'm not fucking drinking that cup of tea. That cup of tea sucks for me.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Okay. Well, we did get a lot of rewards. Chat's bringing up a good point. We did get a lot of diamonds because we had 2 runs. We had some other good reward, red gear. So the first 2 days, I think, if I remember right, it's pretty bad gameplay, low quality game time. But after that, it doesn't take too long to zip through 5 or 10 floors and then be done for the day. So, okay, anybody else on Sword Satellite?
I think that Sword Satellite was good. I think that what they did during the rerun of it was good. Where they kept the original one up to another one.
Yeah.
They gave everyone the same leaderboard milestones of 1 million gold.
Right.
I mean, no one got an advantage because of it. Now, granted, you could go through the ranks and get the Crimson Gear at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I know that me and you pushed to floor like 40 or something like that.
Yep.
On both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think we were able to see what needed to be done, like what we needed to do differently. And I don't know, I just think overall they handled it very well instead of being like, oh, don't care.
Yeah. Yep. They did a couple of those good solutions to some problems this month, so we'll get into a couple more of those here in a little bit. Next up was Apoc Saga changes. They broadened the tags needed to get Apocalypse, and I thought it was overdue, but I'm glad they finally did it. So what'd you guys think?
So I got Big Boy Apoc maybe 3 days before they announced the changes.
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious.
I was kind of mad about that.
Yeah. I know. It has to happen sometime. Just like we talked about with the stats being increased. It had to happen sometime. I just wish it was a little bit sooner.
I think that they are... Isn't my conspiracy theory? It's my opinion, so no one should counteract it, because it's my opinion.
Yep.
But I think that they are setting it up for another Apoc Saga-like character to come out. Maybe Professor X.
Yeah.
I think that's why they changed the first Apoc. So soon. I mean, well, not so soon. Like, so late is that they are trying to set it up for a new one. So maybe this new one will be new purple ISO.
Yeah.
For the character.
Could be, yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
So, real quick, Flint, just so I understand. So, what brings you to the conclusion that it's them setting up Dark Dimension 9 to require these things rather than them just making it easier because these teams have now fallen most of the way out of rotation for building, and so instead they're just, because they probably already have their plan for whatever the fuck you need to unlock Professor X, or they're close to it.
Culture would
So
just follow.
I just want to understand from your perspective how you think them changing the unlock requirements for Apocalypse affects the unlock requirements for another character.
I mean, like I said, conspiracy theory. Like, I can say what I want, and people don't have to contradict me all the time.
No, I'm not kind of trying to contradict you. I'm just trying to see from your perspective. That's why I was asking, like, why you believe this,
I mean,
like the actual reasoning.
It just seems like something they've done in the past, and it could be happening.
All right. That's fair.
That's fair enough. I just wanted to see.
Just some clarification. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
So I know, I felt bad for you, Flint. Although you were basically done. Wait, you were done, right? You had just finished it?
Yeah, I was like, what? Characters away, then I got a bunch of ISOs.
But it'll be great.
One from Sword Satellite, I think it was. I don't know.
It'll be great for people, new players, all the new players that have come in and got their their boosted accounts and everything. So,
yeah. I mean, I think that those war teams that were in it still have good use. I mean, especially at lower levels. I mean, Gamma still counters a lot of stuff, so they're still worth building.
Yeah.
I mean, same with Darkhold you still see them on defense at high level, like
right.
Old Timey has them on defense. I have them on defense.
Yep.
I think that Extreme is one of those teams that, like, you have to build Gambit, you have to build Rogue.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they're two good characters.
Right.
Unlimited, yeah. Death Seed was the only one that, like, isn't that good anymore. I mean, they still have counters.
Right.
They still counter stuff. And they still have a lot of use. But they're not worth it as much as the others.
Let's see. Chat is saying. Let's see who said this. Oh, Winston. Winston Wolf says, "Catch-up mechanics are great. We need more players progressing towards the end game." Yep, totally agree, 100%. So, all right. So then the next thing up was in DD7 in the last node, Mephisto was causing a lot of people to, depending on how their cooldowns were and everything, would just get kind of stuck. They wouldn't be able to progress because there's a Mephisto on the last node, last wave, and so they made it so that he doesn't use his empowered so that people could get through it a little bit easier. I wasn't one of the lucky ones to experience before the change happened, so luckily I did it the easy way, but I could imagine that after going through that would have been pretty rough. So I'm glad they made that change. Always good when they go back and make changes better for the players' experience. So
I think from watching videos like before, it definitely was more challenging. You needed Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Now it feels like you don't need Doom. Like you can skip him now and take Ultimus instead.
Yeah. Yep.
Optimus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the budget option.
You could even take Ultron now. I mean, Warrior Queen took Ultron and cleared it. She was, 17? I think?
Mhm.
17? And she got Mephisto. I mean, you definitely can take these other characters. You especially don't need Doom now. It just made it easier.
Yeah, like I was saying, there was a few bugs that happened after that. The Captain Britain Awakened ability offers... there was some offers with the Awakened abilities and some offers without them. So that was a problem. They sorted that out fairly quickly, I thought. They did have to kind of look at things and determine like what kind of spending level, like they had like 4 different types of offers listed in the blog that they came out with who was going to get comped, and then there was people who just bought one offer worth $100 that wasn't getting comped, and people who bought 2 offers of $50 each was getting comped. It was a big mess, but they sorted it out. They made everything right. I thought that was a good job for them. The thing they need to learn from next time is just don't do those offers in stages, just have the one set of offers instead of the 2. So maybe do the second set of offers without the Awakened abilities 2 or 3 days later, whatever their time frame is or whatever. Then the other bug was the Mapping the Wilderness. That was the Sasquatch. The Sasquatch month-long event leaderboard was a problem, so they fixed that. It took them, 4 or 5 days, I think. I think they were trying to make sure everybody's in the right bracket, and they increased all the leaderboard ranks and everything to get everybody their payouts that they should have gotten. So it sucks when they have to take time to do that. I think they're working on ways to get that fixed, but at least they're doing right by us for that. And what else? Oh, and then the last bug that was all pretty close to one another was there was an event that gave like tickets that you would earn for, I can't remember. Was there a store for that, guys? I don't remember for sure. Summer camp tickets or something.
No, it was orbs. They were orbs.
Oh, yes, that's right. You buy orbs with the tickets. So there was one of these nodes in Nexus that was giving like double or quadruple the amount of tickets that the other nodes was. Triple, maybe? Okay. And so they normally in the past they would take it down right away, and then they would figure out what to do about comp later. Well, in this case, I think they did what they should always do going forward, is they left the node broken for 24 hours and they fixed it after 24 hours. So I thought that was the perfect way to go about that, and I hope they continue to do that kind of stuff when there's bugs like that.
I think that was a good decision, except for the fact that people could double dip. But
Double dip? What do you mean?
yeah, like reset, they could go in and like core again.
Oh, yeah.
Which I played the 5th. I may have
It's
done.
hard to do it perfect when there's all these time zones involved and stuff, but they did. I thought they did the best solution that they could.
Yes, it was most certainly the best solution they have done for a while.
Yeah. All right. So then next up was the updated graphics announcement. They started slowly rolling that out, but then I think I heard that they stopped because there was some different issues with like raids were showing up really weird and lighting is an issue and stuff. Yes, they unrolled it out. Exactly, Corvus. So what is your initial thoughts on the graphics update? Like, aside from the bugs and stuff.
I don't know, never had it. I saw people with it and it looked amazing.
Yeah.
I hope it comes out soon for everyone.
Yep.
The first time I saw it personally was when Sham showed me, and it nearly looked like 3D effect. It was like you were actually there. It was. I thought it was the best thing. It was like the most spectacular viewing. I was in awe when Sham. I mean, me and Sham were just like laughing, and it was just fantastic.
Yeah.
I think another funny thing is how they added the veins to Lito's head.
Yeah, that was funny.
I mean, the thing is like, it was kind of cool. I liked that whatever game mode you were in, like the hue color was different. I liked that.
Yes.
It added like a distinction. One thing that I thought was really funny and was the reason they rolled it back was that it was like causing some accounts to not, or some devices not to be able to support the game. And they have such a fear of losing players that they just rolled it back.
Yeah.
Rather than like most other games, which would just be like, upgrade your fucking hardware.
Yeah. I think that's a good point. Double Gold in the chat is saying the combat graphics look like an acid trip. Yeah, some of the lighting I just was not impressed with, and yeah, they do like to. A lot of the times in the past, anyway, they've released stuff that they think is good enough, and then they'll kind of slowly tweak it as it goes. I mean, big example is a lot of the buffs that these teams have gotten. Like Spider Society got a buff, Illuminati got a buff. I don't think Cabal got anything, but just like minor tweaks that they do for teams, and like Crucible they tinkered with a little bit in the beginning and everything like that. So they like to do it that way for some reason. I think they're just trying to get new stuff out there, and then they're like, well, we'll just fix it later. But I'm glad they did roll this back, because they need to do it right. And I hope they do Battle World. They release it right the first time and not have to cancel it or something like that. So next up was the Crucible Envoy Tournament, the second one, round 2. So I was luckily able to be a part of that again, which was great. And I don't know if I'll be invited back the third time. I'm not sure how they want to handle the repeat customers other than the person who won the previous time. I know they want that person to come, which ended up being Dorky Dad, so big congrats to him. It seems like the only people I've ever lost to in that tournament is the people who win it all, so I don't know. I guess I'm fairly good.
I should have to face Al in the first round now.
Yeah, maybe. So, and Steven coming in clutch with the dorky command there in chat. So Dorky will get to choose a new room for the next season of Crucible, and I think he polled his community, and the room that won, anyway, hopefully the devs will be able to figure it out and not be bugged, is basically what'll happen is the speeds of all the characters are going to be flipped. So, like, let's say Hulk. He's really slow, right? He's like 80 speed or something. Well, he's going to be one of the fastest characters in the game. because
Oh, cool.
the speed will be reversed. It's gonna like be 1 over. I don't know how. Flint, what's that calculation you had?
Oh God. Okay, I'll send it in chat.
Well, just say it out loud. But
I don't
yeah.
know numbers. Oh my God.
Fast characters will go slow, and slow characters will go fast. Yeah, Scientist Supreme meta. Exactly double gold.
10,000.
1 over 10,000
Yes.
times the speed or something like that.
Yes, I just put in chat.
Oh, there you go. One divided by the character's speed. Oh, times. Okay, yeah, times 10,000. Okay. Yep. So I think that'll be really interesting. Hopefully they can get that to work. Oh,
Yeah, I was about to say
1,000.
let's switch that to 1,000
Yeah,
because
1,000.
10,000 means that they would go like
10 turns?
17 times before the fucking other character.
Gotcha.
Hey, that's what I got from Dorky Dad's.
I mean, I think it
Discord.
could definitely
That was
be
exact
interesting.
copy and paste.
Because there's a lot of fucking slow characters that would be really dangerous really fucking quickly. Namely, like a Gear 19 3-Diamond Doom. And then, like, some other, like, weird iterations would be, like, you know, you couldn't really use out of time on defense in that room because instead of going slow, they'll go fast. Cabal would be a lot more dangerous because they're really slow without speed up.
Yep.
I would be curious to see how it works with like turn bar if that gets affected at all because that would mean Mephisto would be like officially the slowest character in the game.
No, it's just the speed and mechanic, I think.
So then like new warriors would still be good.
Yeah.
Characters like fucking 2099 would just be useless.
Yeah.
Although the thing is though is that you could completely negate or not completely negate that you could make this room like so much fucking better for Illuminati.
Yeah.
Because like they're not super fast, they're not super slow, but the thing is that like Captain Britain is gonna stop any sort of fucking shenaniganery.
Right.
So
Right.
I think it could be interesting for sure.
Yeah. What do you think, Old Timey, on that room, or just in the Crucible tournament in general, or?
Well, I like the tournament a lot. I think that room would be counterproductive for what they're trying to do with selling tunes, because then you could go into your roster and take out a bunch of old useless tunes and they'd be great. And then a lot of the ones that people paid for, they'd be like, okay, we can't really use these in this room. I mean, I think it'd be interesting, but I think it could cause more problems than what they will want to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if they let it slide. I don't know.
I mean, it'll be interesting.
Yep.
I'm thinking about all these X-Men right now.
So the problem is though, if you go like older characters like Scientist Supreme, like Kevin said, I think it was Kevin, or Merc Lieutenant, my favorite Merc Lieutenant, right? If you do those characters, their stats are just not great. So,
Well, no, I was thinking more like the ones that had reworks, like the X-Men. Some of those that were slow, that they did put something into that we still can't really use because their speed was just
I see. Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I completely agree with H-Town. I mean, it doesn't really affect the Krakens who have all G18 rosters.
True. Yep.
They would just throw whoever in.
Yep.
I mean, it would mainly affect the lower players who don't have G18 Underworld. I don't know. That's the first thing that
I
came
don't
to
think it'll make them any money. That's what I'm.
All that stuff.
Next up was Cabal became farmable. Actually, we had 2 teams become farmable this month. Cabal was earlier in the month, and we're supposedly, well, I guess it's July 31st as of recording this, so we did not get Spider Society inbox message, did we, today?
No.
So, okay, I guess we didn't get them this month. I'm sure they're going to be happening probably by Friday, would be my guess. So, but fairly close within less than 30 days of each other. So that was great. I'm glad they're still keeping up on the farmability promise that they've given us. And they updated the Crucible rewards with the start of the new season. So Masters gets this new Master Diamond Orb, which it's better than the regular Diamond Orbs, but really not too much better. I didn't get very good polls, I guess. But I guess they're trying. they're trying, and they're expanding the diamond orbs out to lower rankings, so that was great too. Anybody have any complaints about the new rewards?
Not about the Crucible Awards,
Okay.
but about the farmability. Me, as a free-to-play low spender, have a problem with the amount of characters that are being put into the Crucible store. I cannot keep up. I mean, I just got a 6 leader, and now they're coming out with 10 to the Crucible store.
Yep.
I will not be able to get a 7 leader.
Yep.
I don't even have a 7 Black Knight yet, meaning I can't do Old Man Logan now for a 7.
Yeah.
I know it's completely different for high spenders who spend to get the characters maxed out in 4 days or whatever, 2 weeks, do their event.
Yep.
It's completely different for them, and I'm sure Shams might come and give his own opinion and how I'm wrong. But it's definitely completely different for low to free-to-play spenders, is that we can't keep up with the amount of characters that are being released.
Yeah.
Either they need to give us more credits, or they need to lower the price, or even up how many shards you get. So maybe you get 10 shards for 750 credits.
It's always been like that. That's why guys used to skip teams. They would get one team, they skip the next. But Updog, real quick, can you go down to the bottom? I never looked to see what like people in gold were getting for rewards.
Oh, sure.
It's nothing. You get the Elite 7 in gold.
So platinum is...
Once you get to plat is when you get the diamond
I think platinum is now getting... So platinum didn't used to get these regular diamonds. They got the diamond on, I think, right? And now... So yeah, gold is still getting just Elite 7s. Which...
Yeah,
you can...
They messed up on.
Yeah.
With that whole putting people back, and then you have people at 70, 80, and 90 mil sitting in gold somewhere, it just locks those guys out of being able to get the platinum. So to incentivize everybody to play, they could give a fraction. They could give something in gold, because what it says is that you basically have no chance to get out of gold unless you do something drastic.
Yeah. Yeah, and... Maybe for Season 10, they'll start giving diamond orbs to gold, and then they'll do silver or something. But if you're in gold 3, you can at least get some diamond. You get 10 diamond credits, I guess, per week.
Okay.
One more quick thing that Infernal... Oh, hold on. Real quick, Eddie. Infernal Wolf said a little bit ago, don't worry, everyone. They'll stop putting new characters in the Crucible store when they release Battle World. They'll put a Battle World store in there. So
if Battle World comes out,
it's just it's a resource management game as well as a hero collector game. Resource management is part of the game. So we had Temporal Dimension about the middle of the month, and they initially were going to require 5 Illuminati characters when it launched, and then they changed it to 3. So I thought that was a great improvement, or a great adjustment, I guess, that they made for that. Did anybody... I know, Flint, I know I did your Temporal Dimension because you were off fighting bad guys in the FBI. But anybody in the chat, or... What did you guys think of Temporal Dimension for the second run that they did?
I think it was great because they listened to free-to-play for that event, and they made the requirement for Illuminati only 3 characters.
Yep.
I watched videos on the Temporal Dimension, like Mobile Gamer, when I got back from my FBI camp.
Yep.
And it definitely looked a lot more balanced than the first one.
Yeah.
I think they completely learned their lesson.
Yeah.
They gave you the option, I believe, on the last node to use Illuminati or Legendary.
Yes, that was nice.
I think it was.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That probably helped so much. And I can't speak because, like you said, I didn't play it. You did for me.
Right.
You took my characters up to 95, G16, I think it was, something like that.
Yeah.
And you were able to complete it.
Right.
And my characters were only, 1 diamond Blackbolt. I had...
They were like G16 or something, yeah.
Yeah, like you were able to complete it at a fairly low and cheap level, in my opinion.
Yeah. Corvus says, I wouldn't say balanced, it was a joke. It depends on how big your characters were. I did have to use a lot of heals on Flint's account, but luckily they did give a lot of heals out, so that was nice.
Yeah, didn't they transfer over from the first one?
Yes, they did transfer over the first one. Yep, which is okay. I mean, it's technically Temporal Dimension still, so. But yeah, I can see why people like more veteran players thought it was just too easy. But in your case, Flint, you didn't have the characters built up to G18, so it was a little bit harder. And you only had 3. With 3 characters, it was harder. But you were able to get through it. And you were able to get through it for free, using the resources they gave you. So yeah. Anybody else on Temporal Dimension?
I mean, I auto-basic the whole thing, so it was...
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a ton of fun.
It was... For the that I auto-basicked, it was super fun, because I was like, oh, am I going to be able to beat this just auto-basicking every node? So I kind of put my own twist on it, kind of put my own limitations, so that's how I made it fun for me. You know? Right. But, you know, each his own.
I mean, technically, this is a version of Pocket Dimension. I don't think Darth ever played a Pocket Dimension, but that's how Pocket Dimensions for veteran players have always been. It's been super easy, auto through it, just get the rewards, and you're done. So,
I mean, the reward was good too. The diamond was so fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's good.
Yep. True.
I think that the Mount Crimson looked fair. Like,
yeah.
It was something easy that you could do, and it gave a decent amount of Crimson. It gave something for all levels of the game.
Right.
The awards are definitely fair. Even the Time Gun awards looked good.
Yep.
I mean, again, I didn't do it, so I don't know like exactly what they were.
Right.
But I just remember you telling me that I had a live chain materials after.
Yep.
From the nodes.
Mm-hmm.
So that was nice too, because I went in and immediately took my Super Scroll to level 100, because you unlocked that for me also while I was gone.
Yep. All right. So next up was the announcement. Let's see. We had new Time Heist offers. Anybody want to comment on that real quick?
So, I was contemplating buying the 95 Time Heist because it was characters I needed, and I got a donation, so I bought it. And it was amazing. Like, I was able to use Spy Society.
Yep.
The new Avengers. I was able to get a 7 Green Goblin Classic.
Yep, that's what turned Flint into a whale. Is the Time Heist offers, right?
Yeah, thanks, Corvus. Really appreciate it.
You filthy spender. I can't believe you would dare. I've spent $12 on this game, and you come in here, and you spend all these thousands, and now I can't fucking stand you.
Hey, I'm up to $70,
I'm free
okay?
to play.
Yeah, you have one diamond, Captain Britain is free to
I'm gonna go
play,
punish myself, Darth. You're gonna hear me smacking myself in the corner.
Where did they go?
Yes,
I don't see them now.
And the only thing I would say is I wish it gave a little T4 ability materials. Maybe like 1,000.
Yeah.
Did one of them not?
It did not give any chain materials. Oh, sorry. Ability materials. It didn't give any ability materials. My bad. I wish it gave some ability materials.
I think once you hit a certain level, you can't buy it, Updog.
Oh, that could be.
They are actually, all Time Heists are not in game, actually.
Oh.
It's, there's a couple blog posts on it that have been coming out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
None of them are in game.
I'm even looking for it in the web store. I don't even see it in the web store.
Yes.
So along the same lines as offers, the Strike Store was introduced as well. What do you guys got to say about the Strike Store? Is it better than the bang
on this one?
Is it better for the bang for your buck, or is it the same? How do you feel about that? Same, different, or?
In its current status, it's worse.
Yeah,
It's definitely worse.
Yeah, like
I cannot speak.
all they have to do is, like I told you, is increase the number of materials you get. I don't mind spending 5,000 strike points, whatever the fuck these things. Yeah, strike points, but make it like, instead of 75, make it like, I don't know, double, triple that.
yeah.
And instead of having like the catalysts in there, fucking put the mini uniques. Put the uniques in there. I won't even mind spending, I don't know, 10,000 strike points for 10 mini uniques.
That'd be $100. Just FYI.
I mean, I know. If you saw how many strike points I have right now,
Gotcha.
I may or may not have 41,000 strike points.
I've got you beat.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
But it just put like mini uniques or uniques in there because catalysts come very easy.
Yeah.
And
I think the ratio is actually good. $1 for 100 points. I mean, that just seems fair. Like,
Well,
looking at it.
I'm not talking about the points. I'm talking about like for 5,000 strike points, you only get 75 catalysts. No.
What
Yeah.
what is it? I think $5 for 10 chain materials. L4 chain materials is outlandish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even 100k gold for $5. Like, isn't it every $40 is like 1,000,000 gold? Isn't that the ratio? It's something like that.
I'm sorry, say that again now?
What's the ratio from dollar to gold?
There isn't
Oh,
an official one.
Yeah, I mean, they sell it for anywhere from like $3 for 1,000,000
what-
or...
What is the best time to buy it? Like when it's $1 for 1,000,000 gold? Is
Yeah.
that the best
Yeah,
time?
usually that's
Yeah.
a pretty good deal. At $1 for 1,000,000 gold.
That's what I'm
Those
getting
are
at.
always
Is that
like-
like
Those are always like more
$5
expensive,
for
though.
100k gold is not good in any way.
Yeah.
But yeah, Winston, I agree with you. It is a big improvement, don't get me wrong. But it's still not worth me spending my strike points just for 75 catalysts.
Yeah. Yep. Coulterwood in the chat says, my credit card gives a higher cashback rate per dollar spent than Scopely does in the
Really?
Strike store.
Yeah.
Now that's saying something.
So I do have some points on this because Updog messaged me earlier while I was at work,
Yeah.
and I've got 52,000 strike points.
Well,
So
Okay.
basically, okay, I think that as far as compared to bang for your buck, it feels relatively the same because all bang for your buck really gave you was gold and teal gear. And for me personally, I never used fucking any of it. Like the gold, sure it was nice, but they've increased where we get gold from so many other players. I have 75.5 million gold right now.
Right.
So I think that initially it's a good concept, but there's some things they could do to it.
Yeah.
One example that I thought of are bookmarks. I think that once we have like a certain number of bookmarks, that they should start like showing up as like, okay, let's say like, for example, I needed the Crimson Nanites, right? Well, that's, I need 18 to bring a character up. So let's say
Right.
like, I spend like, 5,000 strike points, which is $50,
Mm-hmm.
and I get 9 of them.
Yeah.
Right? Not like a super big thing, but also keeping in mind that you only get these after you get other stuff.
Yeah.
Like you don't get strike points for like, as like, okay, I spent $50 on nothing, now I can spend my strike points. That's not how it works.
Right.
Like I spent on Illuminati, so I have 52,000 of these fucking things. I already have my characters, but now I can add on top of what I bought. But I get to choose what that is.
Yeah.
So if they were to make it so that they incorporated the bookmarks, so like if it said like, okay, well he has Crimson Nanites, so whenever the, reset happens, which I think it's like every like 24 hours it like refreshes, even though the offers stay the same, it refreshes, it'll be like, all right, well now we'll put out, you could buy 100 times if you really wanted to, 9 nanites for 5,000.
Right.
Just little things like that, where like, it incorporates those bookmarks because it has what I'm actually looking for.
Yeah.
you know. I think that could be pretty intuitive and it would work out really well.
Yep.
But overall, like whenever it comes to this store, we just need to remember that this is just literally extra shit. That's all it is extra shit.
Right.
You don't. This is not a thing where like, you know, it's not for an event of any kind, shape, or form. It's not any of that. It's literally just shit on top of stuff you've already purchased for a separate reason entirely.
Mm-hmm. True. The next thing they did was they updated the Blackbolt and Ironman legendary event requirements to broaden those traits as well. So I'm glad.
Didn't you do that already once?
No, not for this one.
I thought they changed every legendary.
Not for Blackbolt. They didn't touch Blackbolt.
Ah.
They might have done it for Iron Man in the past, but
I thought they changed like all of them, Omega Landing Fury, all of them.
no. So that was great. Change for new players and just the game in general. I hope they keep on. I hope they have like a dedicated person that just focuses on just updating old crap. But instead of us like relying on the MSF PV or the envoys to keep reminding them, hey, this is really old now. Can we make some changes to this? So
I think around this time is when we had the first like MSF trivia game, correct?
Oh,
And that was like 2 days ago.
Well, no, they had one
Wasn't it?
before that. They've had two trivias.
Had multiple.
Yes.
No, this is our third one.
Oh, 3 of them. Okay. So yeah, this month they are starting to get the new community manager more involved in the community. Imagine that. And they Strike Fox is his name, I believe.
Yes,
Yep.
Strike Fox.
And so he's been doing trivia on the official Discord. So that's been pretty fun. And then everybody gets a promo code with some free stuff. So that's been kind of cool. I do have a meeting with them this week, so we'll get to actually meet Strike Fox and hopefully get some insight on what their role is going to be, you know. So and then
I think it's really cool how they're giving out field words.
yeah, doing the Crucible tournament, getting the promo codes there, and then the trivia stuff. Been pretty nice. And then on my birthday, they started the first Deadpool pool party event. What have you guys been thinking about this event? Nice to have extra
love
stuff.
Is that the one that's bugged that they gave us a bunch of comp?
No. I do like the
was.
story on it. I've actually been following along with the story
There's
on
a
this
story
one.
to it?
Yeah, you
Oh,
just
they
skip
have
over it, don't
stories?
you?
No.
I just clicked the skip button on everything in the game.
I always read it in my head. I always read it as, you know, Ryan Reynolds' voice, so it makes it more fun.
Oh my god, let's hear Ryan Reynolds' voice. Thanks.
So it's nice to get this blue ISO farmable in another place. You get a bunch of gold orbs, training orbs. So I think that's been great. And then we'll be able to get some character frames. I always like character frames. So I like the popsicle, the pretty accurate popsicle of Deadpool and Wolverine. Because, like, if you ever seen these character popsicles before, they look just as bad as they do here.
Yes,
I love this frame here. This one's pretty cool, but this one's I like that one a lot too. So all of a sudden in the daily objectives, we got some purple ISO credits. Or maybe it was purple ions or something. So that went out a little bit. That went out a little bit sooner than they intended. So they took them out. I think they took them out of everybody's inventory too.
No.
No, they didn't. Okay. But yeah, so they leaked their own new feature a few days early. So that happened. And then they announced the Annihilator Team. What are you guys thinking about the Annihilator Team from what you've seen so far?
I'm buying them all.
Are you gonna whale out, Sham?
Not fully whale out dolphin though.
So what does that mean? Yeah, 4 yellow, 5 yellow.
Arena.
I'll just buy like $100 offer for each of them and leave it at that.
Okay, so 4 yellow, yeah. Okay.
So I completely agree with Darth is that you will need them to stay relevant in Arena.
Yep.
Well, we'll have to see about the gameplay.
I average around 50 on both accounts, and when events hit for Arena, I drop to the hundreds on my baby account, and I don't know how far I will drop on this big account because I recently got it.
Mm-hmm.
So Annihilators will definitely affect Arena events.
Yep.
Coming
So
forward.
Oh, yeah,
not
for
trying
sure.
to be funny, Flint, but you have to pick. You have to pick Crucible or Arena. It's like
Yes,
I'm
I
usually
completely
always
get
at the
that.
top of the arena, and I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna go about it. I'm just gonna buy the passes, and I'm gonna start saving to do at least one core unlock, and I might do one small, like a $25 deal, because I don't think. Like, you have to know your arena shard. If you feel like everybody in your arena shard is above you is going to buy the team, then that might be a shard. But my shard, I know, is not like that. So, and I've been in the shard a long time, so I know that I have time to get the tunes.
Yep.
They can be low-level stars and build them up, and still, I might drop to the top 20. I might even drop to the top 50, but I'll make my way back up.
Yep.
I don't even think I'm going to drop to the top 50 because you don't have to buy every team. I don't plan to buy it.
Because you got
I mean,
Mephisto.
yeah, this account is 2,300 days old, and top 17 have Mephisto. This account is full of big name spenders that
Right. So what is your rank in Arena?
right now is 67 because
so you're
I've already
top
maxed my
100.
5 attacks for the day.
So you're top 100. So what you're saying is more than just those guys that have Mephisto. There's going to be over 100 guys going to buy this team and knock you out the top 100. That's your thought. And my thought is that's not going to happen. I don't think there's going to be 100 guys going to buy this team that's going to knock you out of the top 100.
Who knows?
I mean, it could, but I just don't see it. I don't see them because it's too much to spend on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
With me,
if those
Sorry,
same
I'll tell
guys
you.
you're talking about bought to get Mephisto, if those same guys you're talking about bought to get Illuminati, yeah, they're going to stay at the top because they're going to buy this war team, or this arena team. But the regular guys that do some buying, they can't buy all these teams. So they're not going to buy something because they can't buy them all.
Right.
for me to stay number one or at least top three or whatever, I'm top three, and then I do number one once payout gets close. If I want to stay doing that, then yes, I will have to get it. But
yeah,
what Old Timey says, I don't see like the top even 50 people doing it.
right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be more or less probably the top 10 to 15 in each shard.
Yeah.
Buying this team outright.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That'd be the same for my shard.
Yeah.
And my shard has one of the top Krakens in the game.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about dropping out of the top 100. You'll be fine with that. Now, if you were like top 15 or even top 20, then yeah, I could definitely see that.
And yeah, like you said, Flint, they'll probably run or maybe it was somebody in chat, but they will probably run an arena event for somebody for one of these characters. They might be unlocked that way too. So, and you can bet they'll do, once the full team is out, they'll do an arena event just using them in arena. Probably. Let's see. So next thing that happened was the Dark Promotion cap got removed. So we don't have a cap on how many credits we can have now. I don't know. I've heard people say that they're kind of scared that they think that means that Old Man Logan or whoever in the future is going to cost like 20,000 credits or something crazy like that. I don't think that's going to happen, but what do you guys think?
I don't think it's going to happen. I think what's going on is they're just getting so many more going to be coming to the store. It makes no sense to cap it.
Yeah.
So,
people are saving, and so they don't feel the needs like, oh crap, I'm getting close to that cap. I gotta start spending on just
anybody.
characters
Like,
I don't want to take up.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's exactly what I was getting at, dog. Same exact thing.
Yep.
I think that we will get a lot more Dark Promotion credits via play because the diamonds are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so. That's been a rough bottleneck for free to play, hasn't it?
Yes, most to the certain. I do hope that they bring more of those out. I mean, I know people that have the ability to max all the characters, but choose not to.
Old timey.
No. Al was contemplating doing a 7 red on Ultimus the other day, because that's the last character he has. Sorry, not Ultimus, Ultron.
Oh, jeez.
Because that's the last character he has, and he has like 30,000 Dark Promotion credits.
And what'd you tell him? Did you tell him absolutely?
I told him to 3 diamond him, or I'm not watching him ever again. But, I mean, there definitely is a bottleneck, and I hope that them removing the cap will incentivize them to bring more out for free to play.
Yeah.
Because we are getting Dark Diamond promotion credits now.
Yeah.
That we will need. Which are even more expensive. The newest characters that came out were, 1.5 times the price of Black Knight?
Yeah, that's crazy, yeah.
I mean, those will be even more of a bottleneck for vendors.
Couple of quick hitters here. Blue ISO cost was reduced for all levels, I believe, right? So if you go in here and... Whoopsies.
So
That's not what
apparently
I
it was
wanted.
only reduced to like switch ISO. So it's the same cost to bring a character from no ISO at all to Blue 5. But if you wanted to switch from like Blue 5 Raider to Blue 5 Striker, it was like only 100k.
Oh, okay.
Instead of the fucking 800 something thousand that it
I
was.
see.
850.
I just used up all my controller. Whoopsies. Okay. So, I mean, it's better, I guess. I thought it was like reduced on everything, but...
No.
So that's a little bit better,
Hey,
but I
I'm
guess
testing
not.
it now.
It could be a little bit. Could be better, I guess. Could be even
I'm
better.
testing it now. I'm about Blue 5 character.
Still cost less. Yes, exactly. I'm a Frost. Yep. So
This
about the
fucking
middle of
guy.
the month, I guess.
Yeah.
About the middle of the month, they removed the timer. Right? Was it the timer?
Yep.
Okay.
Timer.
I don't have to
The
really worry about
15
Arena
minute-
too much
or
lately
10
these
5 minute
days.
cooldown.
Yeah. So they removed
you're
the
welcome.
timer for attacks. So you can just do all 5 attacks back to back to back if you want. There was like a 15-minute timer between attacks. So yeah, what'd you guys think of that?
I think that it's cool because it makes it so I
Yeah.
have no need to do RTA anymore.
Yep. Agreed.
Oh, I still RTA.
Good call. Good call.
I think it was definitely good. I mean, it allows you to go from 50 to maybe 35 in 5 minutes, and then
Mhm.
you drop, and now you have no attacks to go back up.
Right.
So it definitely takes like thought of like when you want to hit something,
Yeah.
like planning it out, like, and then it also brings sniping. Like you can just go from 50 to 30 5 minutes before
Right.
reset.
Right.
Like it definitely doesn't help with sniping.
I think that's gonna happen no matter what arena.
Yeah. Emma Frost is saying
Unfortunately.
the removal of the timer changed my arena strategy in a good way. I would definitely would agree with that because like I used to do an attack like I don't know 40 minutes before payout and then
Yep.
20 minutes before payout, and then if I was sitting pretty good, then I'd just sit and wait until 5 minutes before and do my last attack. So yeah, it's a lot less lot less time consuming, so that's great. And Corvus says we need to change that for Blitz now. I definitely agree with that. All right, so last topic is Ares and the new power meta that we're going to be start seeing here, kicking off with Ares and going forward. So Ares is going to be a battle pass release, which I thought was great, really great player friendly way. And it's more on a level playing field, right? I mean, the spenders can choose to core, which I've seen a lot of people do, to unlock him early, which is fine, I think. We'll see what. Yeah, it's a waste. We'll see what Flint has to say since he's kind of our free-to-play representative here. But I personally think that it's a great release method. They did it with Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer had some issues with his offers and stuff. There's bugs and stuff, but overall, I thought it was a great release method. And yeah, they're giving awakened abilities for free in the free track. They're giving away red stars for free. So overall, I think it's great. And the power meta, I mean, it has to happen in this kind of game. So it's just a matter of when. So it is what it is. We just have to deal with it. But what are your thoughts?
I think it's amazing. I mean, you're able to get Ares at 4, is it? Free to play?
4, yep.
At the end?
Yep.
And then you'll be able to get 7 red stars for when he becomes farmable in X amount of months.
Right.
If they make him farmable. In a reasonable time frame.
Yeah, they should. He's not an epic character, so they should.
I think that the awaken abilities make Ares good. And Knight, didn't you just buy a patch? You're not full free to play. So I think that it's a good track, a good step forward. I think that they should do it more.
Yeah.
For more characters in the future.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's good. I mean, the diamonds seem a little fair. You have to buy premium packs for 50 USD. You have to buy 6 of them. That's $300.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else have anything else to say about Ares or the power leap or anything like that?
I think
before
that
we
Ares right
wrap
now
it
is
up?
lackluster, and he needs a buff.
Okay.
I mean, I was watching T-Dub, and he couldn't even take out Alpha Flight with Ares.
Okay.
Corvus, I had him test Ares against my Alpha Flight, and he couldn't clear him.
Well,
Ares never got a turn.
Keep in mind,
it's
3 stars, and he doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't have the awaken
That's what I'm
ability, so
getting
that's the problem.
Is that right now he is only good with the awaken.
So
Not everyone will have all the awaken because
Yes.
not everyone is buying the premium passes.
you don't either. You'll get it free to play.
No, I thought you had. It says upon unlocking, you will get offers for it.
Yes, that's
And
if you want to buy it
for-
early. But
Yeah,
by
for
the
the
time
passive, it's only. Wait, let me pull up the blog.
by the time the whole 6 passes are done, you will get his awakened abilities free to play, or his passive anyway. His passive.
Okay. Awaken Basic, found in difficulty 4 of the Ares Showcase. Awaken Special, found in a future event or offer. Awaken Ultimate, found in an offer you'll receive after promoting Ares to a 5 yellow star, restarting the game after promoting Ares to view the offer. Awaken Passive can be obtained for free over the course of the season
See?
1 through 5 of the standard pass.
Yep.
The only one that you get for free is the Awaken Passive and the Basic.
Yeah, that's what you
That's what
need.
Updog
That's all
just
you.
said.
That's all you just need. Calling for a buff at this point probably isn't the right way. I mean, I can see your point, Flint, but I think we need to just wait a little bit longer to see people get more stars, more red stars, the awakened abilities before. I think that's how the devs are going to probably approach it, is before they do any kind of buff, see what happens once they get bigger. But yes, it looks bad that he's underwhelming right now, but we just gotta wait, I guess. All right, anything
Which
else
is
from
fine,
anybody?
because by the time he gets bigger, I'm gonna have my bigger arena team, and Ares ain't gonna do shit.
Yep. Yep, M Frost says same with Big Time. Big Time was the same way. All right, well, until next time, make sure you spend those resources wisely. We talked about that a lot tonight, and we will see you in the next one.